Podcast episode 48. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to have some fun. Yeah!
All right, guys, welcome back to the Touchline Podcast, episode 48. As you can see, we've got a very special guest with us this evening. This is Slaughter the Clown. He's the murderer of Anthony Bashara, the killer clown, as you know.
I just killed Anthony Bashara.
Hey, Anthony, why are you wearing that, bro? Just out of curiosity.
Because I lost my punishment last week.
What'd you lose again?
The UFC.
UFC game.
I'm fucking losing it.
That's it. This is what happens when you lose games,
and
man.
I'm like 50, 100 degrees, sweating my ass off. I'm dying.
Don't lose the game. Don't lose the segment ever again.
As you can see, we're not in our usual studio. This is just a temporary one for at least maybe 2-3 weeks until our original studio is finalised. We're currently renovating it. We're trying to make it look more professional. So, yeah, in about 2 to 3 weeks' time, that will be done and we'll be back there recording.
That's it. We're taking things to new levels, hopefully bring players on. Yeah. You know, you think, as I said the last podcast, you think this quality is good. This quality is dog shit compared to what's coming.
Yeah. What's coming on the
top?
Mate, there's a lot of things coming up very soon, bro. I'm looking forward. I can't wait, bro. I know you're laughing at me. I know that.
Wait, give us like your best clown line or something.
Go give us one
before you take it. Like, how does a clown laugh or something?
I don't know.
So why should the fans be looking forward for 2024 for the Touchline Podcast?
Bro, there's big things coming up.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait for it. There's even our season as well for the Dogs as well. So big sightings. I can't even read them. I'm dying in this thing, man.
Oh, fucking hurry up. Take it off, man. Take it off.
All right, let's begin league talk with the Pacific Championship Finals recap.
Yep.
As usual, Anthony or Bill can get their phones
Anthony's
up.
got it up. That's his job.
So the first game.
So we got Australia versus New Zealand. New Zealand defeated Australia 30-0.
Yeah, man.
That was a crazy game. That was a big upset.
Biggest defeat.
Biggest defeat of all time
in Kangaroos history. Yeah.
And I don't know if
395 test matches since 1908. As you said, Samuel.
Yeah.
Biggest defeat. Biggest point margin in Australian
history.
Yeah, that's got to be the most embarrassing game I've ever seen.
No, it was,
in the test history, bro.
I've
never seen anything like that. But New Zealand played very, very good. They had good sets. They had good defence. They stopped Cameron Munster. They stopped Daly Cherry Evans as well.
That's right.
Dylan Edwards. That was a big surprise as well.
Just the defence by Australia was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Poor. It's like nothing, like we've never seen that from Australia.
Yeah.
To not even score a point, there was 12-0 halftime, and if you think like maybe they might come back, score a few, maybe even win the game, it just went downhill.
Even on Greg Alexander had a go at the Australia team on Fox League. Haven't watched it yet, but he was very furious with the performance.
41,
it was bad. It was
41% completion rate from Australia.
Yeah, I know.
Shocking, man.
They had no good sets. They couldn't even manage to go in and out like into the tackles and sets and that. But Munster, he kept playing up the whole time. He wasn't playing in his form, and Daly Cherry Evans was like, he was playing like
the whole team wasn't. The whole team
was Plant Valentine Holmes.
That was a crazy tackle. That was a good tackle. New Zealand just demolished them from start to finish. And they lost last week, so they were looking out for some
100%. But how about, let's talk about the crowd attendance. 13,500 only. In a finals match.
What's the capacity of that stadium? Do you know?
Oh, it's heaps, man.
It's up to about 50,000.
Did you see the stadium, Anthony? It was
full.
It was full.
When I was watching the game, I said, bro, look how empty the game is. That's my point from last week, how it's not as big as it is.
Exactly.
As it was, I could say.
Yeah, as it was, yeah.
Because back then
there's no interest, man. You can even see Australia the way they're playing, man. The players, they don't want to be there.
They just want their break.
They just want that paycheck.
Yeah, they want their paycheck. They want their break.
Because you look at the World Cup, I mentioned that last week, like there was like bigger at stake on the World Cup, so it's a bigger trophy compared to like a Pacific Championship one. So
if it went either way, like I don't think either.
I guess play for pride.
Yeah.
To play for pride, but it was an embarrassment for Australia, but New Zealand got the win at the end.
100%.
Yeah. As I said, they want their break, man. Some of those players came back from the grand final and back to playing footy again. So they're just tired, man. They just want that rest. But then again, that's not acceptable to
Not
still
acceptable at all, man.
get hammered like that.
Yeah, you're representing your country at the end of the day, and you want to put the best performance you could possibly put.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
lose by like 12 points.
Look,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Osako, for me, I think he's the best swinger in the comp.
Sako's,
I think
He's actually a really good
Yeah.
player.
You got Toto
Yeah.
that, of course, as the greatest right now,
Yeah.
but I
Absolutely.
think he's probably top 2.
yeah. No,
I think
100%.
he's very
He's a
underrated.
top player, man.
He's so good.
100%, man. He's
Yeah.
smashing.
Saka is actually getting better and better, even like especially in the international level as well
Yeah.
for New Zealand. How many tries he's been playing? Like, I mean, how many tries he's been putting every game in this
Dolphins too.
test as well?
Yeah, he won. What did he win? The Dolphins.
Dolphins
what
got
award?
player of the year. He got player of the year.
Yeah,
Dolphins.
players of the year actually.
Because
Yeah.
you look
says it all.
at him at what's called Broncos, you could see the potential.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times he versed Dogs and he performed big
Yeah.
time. Those few steps, he destroyed Corey Allen at fullback once. So he's got potential back then in a bad Broncos team. So I think now going Dolphins, he's really developed into a great
for sure,
player.
man.
Absolutely.
So what about the other game, man?
Yeah,
The next game, Papua New Guinea defeated Fiji 32-12.
Me and
They
Bill
get
got
their
that
revenge
right.
too.
We got that right.
Yeah, we
That's
got it
crazy,
right,
man.
Yeah. What was it?
I said me and you.
We said Fiji.
Yeah, we said Fiji.
What was it? 36-12 was it?
Nah, 32-12.
32-12.
By 20 points.
Yeah.
PNG were winning like 26-0.
Yeah.
I saw
That was
that.
at
Yeah.
half time.
Yeah, I
They
saw
were on
that.
it, bro. PNG are looking like a...
That's what I said. That's what I said.
They're a team that plays with heart.
That's what I said. You bring them in as the 18 team. You bring
They'll be good.
those sorts of players with that fan base.
Yeah.
That will take over the NRL.
You know, their performances recently in the Pacific Championship, I think this is going to get their country into the NRL.
I'm telling you, man. I say it again. Their country, the way they get behind their team, like I've never seen it before.
Very good.
I really haven't seen it.
You don't see that a lot in the NRL.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
like,
a fan
look,
that-
maybe New
I haven't
Zealand.
seen that in bloody years because like Papua
Yeah.
New Guinea, no one didn't know who they were from the beginning.
Yeah.
But as soon as they came into the Rugby League World Cup and they came into the Test and the Pacific and that,
They're smashing it, man.
they're actually smashing it and they're playing very, very well. And
Which is
their
good to
form
see.
is actually really, really
Which
good.
is good to see.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I would love to see that if they come into the NRL
They'll be
level.
a very good team.
That'll be pretty
We've
good.
seen it in their start to the Pacific. They performed well against Australia.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of maybe in the next 3 years, maybe they can get better players into the team. Like,
Absolutely, yeah.
PNG
Just
plays
develop them.
performing,
Yes.
developing.
Yes.
And then who knows, they could be like a very good team and teams that struggle to beat them.
Yeah, team that will
100%.
be hard to beat.
100%,
But yeah,
man.
that's a wrap for the Pacific
That's
Championship.
that's it for rugby league.
final game.
2023 is
New
over.
Zealand were
I
the
know.
first winners for the
How long
Pacific
New Zealand
Championship.
has been winning the World Cup since when? I think it was like, 5-6 years ago?
been a while.
Would have been too long.
Probably like 10 years.
Oh,
No,
wow.
but this is a Pacific Championship.
Yeah, it's not World Cup.
But the World Cup,
But
no.
that's it, boys.
Australia won
Boys,
last
it's
year.
officially done. Rugby league's over for
Yeah.
2023. We're
Yep.
on to 2024.
Yep.
To round one. That's it, man.
I can't wait for it,
He's
man.
done for NRL.
Surprisingly,
I know,
the draw
it's
normally
crazy.
comes out at this time, but it hasn't came out at
Maybe
all.
it's close to the championships. As
Yeah,
in-
maybe that's
Yeah,
why.
maybe
Maybe
it's
that's
up, maybe
why.
we see-
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, maybe
For
that's
the
why.
next few weeks, the draw should come out.
Yeah, it will come out very soon. But
Yeah.
now, because I think everyone's starting to start their pre-season training, I think this week as well.
Yeah, usually.
So
November.
Dogs, they return, I think, this Friday and Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, is it this Friday? I thought they were
Yeah,
started.
no, because when Bronson Jerry actually said it on...
Oh, he said they start trading.
Yeah, they start training on Friday and then Monday as well. So they got like that pre-testing, what they
Yeah,
have
they-
to
yeah,
you know, the
Test their body, fill it out.
yeah.
But
to
yeah.
see if they fit in that. So
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on. First news story of today. So the Australian government is pushing to stop gambling companies from sponsoring the front of NRL jerseys in a new anti-gambling law.
wow.
Wow.
What do you
Like,
opinions
include
on
like TAB and
So
that.
like
yeah, yeah.
Manly's got PointsBet as their main sponsor.
Yeah.
They got
Who else?
Blue Bet.
There's Blue Bet, Tab.
as Penrith.
There's, who has Tab?
You know the jerseys? We're talking about
Yeah.
the jerseys. How they
Oh,
got
the
on the
jerseys?
on the sponsors. What do you
Okay.
think
Even
about that?
some stadiums are named after betting companies.
Yeah, we had that one.
Blue Bet Stadium,
No,
Northern
we
Penrith.
had as doggies. We had
Combank?
Ladbrokes.
Ladbrokes, yeah,
Ladbrokes,
yeah,
one of the
Ladbrokes.
big
We had
sponsors.
Ladbrokes.
So now they want to eradicate that. They
Wow.
want to just get rid of it because I think, in a way, it does. It promotes gambling, but in a way, like I don't think. I reckon. Who cares?
I think it's dumb.
I reckon who cares, man.
Like what? To be honest, like even if it wasn't on the jersey, is
Yeah.
people not gonna keep
Well,
still gamble?
All right,
You know
look,
what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Look, there's some people
And they
gamble,
still
some people
promote,
don't.
multis on commercials.
People don't watch.
Especially like
Exactly.
Sportsbet,
So, like,
because Sportsbet's the biggest one.
There's people that don't watch sport. They're still gambling.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I
I
get
know,
it.
but this is like in a way promoting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
As
get
in,
it.
like,
I know
it's
what that
endorsing
means.
it. As in
Yeah.
a top, for instance, a top
Top
club
club,
like
yeah,
Manly
yeah.
is endorsing gambling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because commercials, in a way, letting a club promote it is more bigger.
Yeah.
It can be more impactful than a commercial.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be on a commercial, but I get what they're trying to do. Like, if a club has it on their jersey, it's again more impactful. It's gonna get to a lot of people.
I don't think it's
get to kids potentially.
I think it's a minor impact.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a massive impact.
Yeah, like it's not going to bother
betting's,
people. Yeah,
I guess what you're saying about the NRL clubs. It's promoting it, but in a way, people are just going to keep on betting with that.
But
exactly.
That's how I see it.
If this law means getting rid of all the field markings with TAB and getting rid of all the ads on the ad breaks, or even like if it involves that, I get it. But if they're still going to add all those ads about gambling, like sports bet, and you see the LED panels still promoting tab, and the field markings still have tab.
You might as well
what's the
have
point?
that,
What's the point?
100%.
Like if they're looking at a perspective like kids looking at that and like it's promoting it to kids. Like I'm sure kids don't know what points bet is.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they actually look it up.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's bogus to me, man. This law, if it happens, it happens.
What
If it
about you,
doesn't-
Anthony?
I don't know. It's too much. But look, I know they're putting sponsors and that on the jerseys and that. But I know, like how you all said, I agree with you is what you said. But there's some people that do gamble, some people don't gamble. But people don't care about their sponsors with Tab or what's the name, Sports Bet or Ladbrokes or whatever it is. Okay, but people have to just be responsible how they're gambling or not gambling at the same time. Because either way, when you put a multi on, you're going to lose for sure, and you don't know what to expect in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what I mean. Yeah.
Like I put a multi yesterday just for the EPL, for example,
What
and
game
plus
did you
UFC and that. I lost it as
Obviously,
well.
it is. But maybe they should be like gamble. As they always do. But maybe
always say
if they
gamble.
still want to promote it, maybe there's somewhere on that near that logo, that main sponsor is like gamble responsibly.
But don't forget Americans that all got big punting companies as well. What is it called? Not SeatGeek. Sports Shark. I think there's a company called Sports Shark. That's what they bet for, like NBA, UFC, baseball, all those type of sports.
Or you start to get more players in the NRL to like promote gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They are,
'Cause
but doggies do it.
Dogs do it.
Yeah, they all do that.
Okay, so yeah.
But in a way,
Because again, if kids are getting to, so again, like we're saying about the jersey, gambling sponsorships being on the jersey and maybe having an impact on kids. If players were to be a part of promoting not to do it, it can also influence kids to not do it.
See it like this, bro. It's like that's your issue. If you got a gambling issue, that's your issue. It's like
that's your problem.
At the end of the day, it's a company that it benefits off people's losses. But at the same time, you could say the same thing as a Macca's sponsor. Why are you promoting Macca's on the shorts?
Yeah,
That's right.
It's not healthy for you. But if you overdo it, you become obese. It's the same thing with gambling.
Yeah, exactly. I think they should leave it, to be honest, because on your point, like they're going to be still doing it by putting the name of the company. Let's say it just says Points Bet. Is that really going to make? Oh, I want to go bet.
Exactly.
It's just the logo.
Yeah.
But some people don't care about it. Like people just want to go watch the game, enjoy it.
I know you care about it, Anthony. No, I'm joking. but if they do it, they do it. If they don't,
good luck. That's it. Yeah, that's all you can say.
Anyways, moving on. Next news story. So remember the Latrell, Mitchell and Jack Wighton incident?
Yeah, I remember that.
I think Jack Wighton got in a scuffle at a club. And then the police arrested Latrell and Jack Wighton.
Yeah.
So it came out a couple of days ago. So the charges were dismissed against Latrell and Jack Wighton.
Yeah.
Sergeant David Power admitted the details provided in the case didn't happen. So he's come out and said, "What I saw appears to not have happened, and my memory has failed me." So, do you think Latrell and Jack Wighton sue this officer? Do you reckon? Because really, it's what's that word? Defamation of character.
Yeah.
In a way, it is, man. It's just like
It is, yeah.
They'll make look the what's it called? The community looked at them now in a bad way. Like, look what they did when really it was all false, like accusations. You know,
they just probably went to go have dinner.
But it was.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, they just probably went to go have dinner.
Nah, it was a nightclub. So it was a nightclub in Canberra. That happened. But the thing was, like, you see, I saw the CCTV footage of Jack Wighton. He went down the stairs. His mate pushes him, but gets out of frame. But apparently, when he went out of frame, I think he clenched his fist or whatever, and then
like he was about to do something.
But so the officer claimed that I think he threw a punch or whatever, but the body cam footage didn't show anything, so they couldn't.
There you go. So there's no proof of evidence.
There's no proof. So he could have done it. He might have not done it. But
what do you think his motives behind it was? Just to maybe to defame Latrell and Jack Wighton and get him in jail.
Who, the cop?
Like the cop. What do you think his motives were?
Or the
behind it?
option, maybe he's trying to defend Latrell because, like, if there was a situation going on, he's probably defending him.
Jack Wighton?
Yeah, Jack Wighton.
I'm talking about Sergeant David.
Sergeant David.
The officer. What do you think his motives are behind lying. Look, he lied under oath. That's a penalty. Like he can go to jail for it. You go to jail.
So the body cam showed that he didn't hit him.
Body cam showed nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
he was lying.
He was lying.
But
Yeah, and he
wouldn't
lied under oath.
The sergeant know that if he's lying, because again he's got the body cam.
Yeah.
So his cam can depict what's being shown.
Exactly.
And there was no punch of stone, so why would he lie? So you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he jealous? Is it jealousy?
He's probably jealousy or something. Something's wrong with him. Or maybe he's got.
But I don't know, the way he said it, what I saw appears to have not happened, and my memory has failed me. It's like he's got a gun to his head and say, "Don't say anything."
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, it's not that bad. Like everyone gets in scuffles at a club. But
look,
like in a way, it's like someone paid him. Like,
There's
don't
evidence
say
that shows that there's nothing. So
exactly. Again, yeah. But it's just the way he said it.
Look, when you
was
got a body cam on you, he's saying that it did happen. He's throwing himself under the bus.
Yeah.
Because like Ashraf said, you got a body cam on you, so why lie?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the cops, the head officers are gonna look at that body cam to see what really happened.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know what his motives were. Maybe he was drunk too. He probably had a few drunks, but
maybe he did. But apparently even Latrell was like, when they pinned him down, he was like, "I'm Latrell Mitchell." He was drunk himself. I'm Latrell Mitchell. I'm a black fella. But nah, man. Look, I hate seeing this with footy players when you know they're innocent. Everyone's always out to get them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
always,
you know what I mean?
Because they wait for.
If it happens to Reece Walsh, different story. I hope they get him.
Maybe the cop doesn't like Latrell on that.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think
you
jealousy.
can get money out of it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Get money.
Well, he's gonna get a jail sentence out of it.
Look, don't forget mainstream media as well, because they love every detail, like what's going on in the situation. They just love getting paid.
But it's crazy, bro. Like
It's
even
bad,
the
bro.
officers around him sat him down before he went out to the media. Like, are you sure this happened? He said yes, just before, because they knew we'd get a lot of media attention, and it did.
So that's the problem.
And look,
with
just
the media.
but this makes the police force look bad. Really,
Yeah, exactly.
In a way.
100%.
But because the media, because they're always like speaking with the police and that, they all want to get that attention to them. If that makes sense.
No, I know, man.
That's what I hate about that.
Yeah.
That's why you got to when something happens, you got to say something straightforward. Like say, for example, to the security officer or the officer with the situation, so you don't get like stuffed over. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because if you're gonna get stuffed over, you're gonna put yourself in jail.
No, that's right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So that's why they made the right decision to do that right direction. They won the case. So I'm happy for them.
But anyways, something you don't see every day, a coach bagging on a player, especially a player like this.
Yeah, I heard
Ivan
about that
Cleary
one.
has warned clubs from signing Luai on $1 million plus deal a season, as he's not a chief playmaker. So he said it's also, is he ready for that? That's the question mark. That's what Ivan Cleary has said. So basically he's saying, be careful signing Luai on $1 million plus a season. What is opinions about that, boys?
So he's saying he's probably not like.
He's saying he's not worth
He's not worth it. Yeah,
Look,
like, he's not in that level.
I think as a coach, it's wrong to say that.
Especially what he's done. Luai,
Especially,
for the team.
it's your player, 3P.
Yeah.
Like, he's done so much for the Penrith that to say he's not a million player, $1 million player, it's...
I reckon he's right, but he's just looking out for the other clubs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just think it's.
But maybe Luai thinks he's
while
a
he's still a sign at the
million
club, while he's still signed, it's wrong for Ivan Cleary to say, especially for what Luai's done for the Panthers and how he really. I want to count the last one for him bringing the premiership home, because really, I think when they took him off, Panthers, that's how they won it. But anyways, the first two times they won it, I feel like it's a bit of a spit in the face to Jerome Luai. As much as we don't like him, but
look, how I see it. Look, he could be playing mind games with other clubs, saying he's not worth it, so they can keep him.
Yeah.
Nah, but like Jerome Luai came out on his Instagram story and said, "Know your worth." So like in a way, he's like. Panthers are lowballing him, and if he knows his worth, he knows where he can get the bigger
He's not
money.
worth $1 million.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that. But
I agree
I
with
honestly think a club will pay $1 million for him.
Yeah.
But there's some clubs that won't pay that.
Because Penrith have offered him $850.
Yeah.
And look, I think that's still, for me, if I was Jerome Luai, I'll be staying at Penrith. If I got $1 million at Dogs, I wouldn't be joining a club like Dogs that's not been performing well for the last
nearly 10 years.
Decades.
Nearly 10 years.
But he doesn't fit at Penrith anymore. Like,
I don't think so.
He really, if he stayed in that grand final, they would have lost that game. They took him, 100%. They took him off. They won the premiership.
But I think Luai Cleary won him the game.
Yes.
Even if Luai was there.
They took, I mean, look,
but Cogger did have an impact.
He had a shoulder injury.
Cogger did have an impact.
he had a shoulder
It wasn't
injury,
100%. But at the same time, man, Luai, in my opinion, is not like how he was. I reckon he doesn't bring that impact anymore.
I remember
I
when he
agree.
was playing in 2020 and 2021,
Yeah,
but
I
he
agree.
was on fire, bro. He was playing that good, man.
His debut, me and Sammy said, watch to my dad, watch him be the next big thing.
And he was.
2020, 2021.
Yeah.
He was a bit next
very,
big
very
thing,
good.
sorry, yeah.
But I think maybe the fame got to him, maybe.
Yeah.
His form started to dip. Maybe he thought he's all it. Because Luai wasn't the player he was 2 years ago.
Exactly.
I think he's changed in the last 2 years.
Even including the Origin level as well. Remember the Origin games as well? The first game in North Queensland?
Yeah.
No, he played very, very good.
Oh, you mean a few years ago?
No, 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
In North Queensland.
When
that was very good.
When they smashed them, what was the score? Like 50?
We smashed them like
it was like big
we
score.
can't deny how good Luai is.
Yeah.
He's a very good player that's still young, a very young player that maybe he'd join a club like Dogs and find his form again.
Yeah,
Maybe.
He can find that Penrith again, no doubt about it.
Exactly.
But maybe he needs a new challenge, I guess.
Or maybe he needs a new chapter as well, and a new club as well.
Yeah.
Look,
So some players need
Personally,
that.
you know what, boys? I'll be fair with you. I don't mind him at Penrith, but he's still a good player. But at the same time, I think personally, I've heard the rumours about Tigers could potentially
Even
get him.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Or even Dragons as well.
And
But if Dog's going to pay him, I reckon they'll pay him less. Why? Because if you're saying that he's worth like what he said.
If there's 3 clubs going after
Yeah.
him, I think he's choosing Dogs because he's got all his Penrith.
I think so.
I think
He can settle in the club so easily.
100%.
Wait, what,
He can
straight
fit
away,
in,
what
yeah.
are your thoughts on Fanua Blake? He's requested.
I think
Now he's signed.
They're saying that he's
He
committed.
requested a leave, but now he's staying.
But he's staying for the time
But is
being.
he someone you'd like to see at Bulldogs?
100%.
Absolutely. We need
100%.
someone like him.
That's what I'm saying.
Monster.
I wouldn't spend the money on Luai. Now Bulldogs need to spend there some. We haven't got that marquee signing yet. Yes, Curran's a very good player. Yeah, all these signings. Crichton is a marquee player. He's a very big player.
Yes.
But we need that big forward. And I think Fanua Blake, if we can try and talk a deal and
Yes.
get him in 2025, that'll be very good. That's the forward you need. You got Haas at Broncos, Tina at Titans. But if we can get Fanua Blake, he'll be our big forward.
We've let go Pangai, Thompson,
Yes.
Corey Waddell. We've got salary is perfect. We can spend as much as we want now. And I think, forget about Luai, spend as much as you want to get
Fanua Blake.
I'll spend 1.1.
We need a forward ASAP.
It's funny because, Fanua Blake, of his body and his size and the way how he runs, it reminds me like all together. Like Cassiano, Pritchard, Willie Mason,
like
Marco
like
Muni,
that team.
who else? Andrew Ryan. Like you just put all that body in one. That's what. You
And
need.
Anthony, he's a try scorer too.
Yeah.
9 tries last year.
You remember last? Was it last year? Or
Yeah,
this year?
this year he scored.
Against their Dogs at the start of the year. What
Twice
the
he
hell
scored
was
against
that?
them.
Yeah, twice.
Him and Tina are the top try scorers in midfielder. In the forwards.
In the 4-pack,
So
yeah.
it's for a player like him to get 9 tries
And that
as a forward,
size, bro, you need that type
that
of player.
shows the quality.
If you don't bring him to,
offloads a lot. He does a lot.
he
of
does.
offloads, yeah.
Actually, I've seen it. I've noticed it.
So you reckon we should get?
I
him
think
on?
he's the perfect fit.
No
in Dogs
brainer.
for sure.
We'll get him.
He reminds you of as I said, the Bulldogs forwards. He's the definition of what
Yes.
we need. That Dogs of War mentality.
Absolutely.
And I think again, if we get Fanua Blake, that's going to be a big
team
signing.
completed.
That team completed
exactly.
basically.
You know what?
As we head into 2024, lots of clubs are on the rebuild. Bulldogs, Dragons, Tigers, lots of clubs.
Yeah.
But Dragons is the team I'm looking forward to watch next year, especially since they appointed Shane Flanagan.
Yeah.
So he's came out and said that he believes their team can make the finals in 2024.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
See, look, a lot of people talk about the Doggies fans, how they're very hopeful at the start
Yeah.
of the year. But man, come on, man. Come
Look,
on, how are you saying this? Especially, all right, we finished 15. We're gonna say we've been saying we're gonna win the comp. All right, but like really, new coach, new everything, new system. You think it'll really play final series?
I was speaking to my neighbour. He's a Dragons fan.
Yeah.
And I told him, of course, the coach is going to say that.
Yeah.
You want to back your team. Every coach is not going to say we're not getting the top 8. Tiger said it last year. We said it. Everyone says it. But I actually do think that they can really fight for the top 8.
Man.
Look,
I think they
think
can.
of it. Dragons last year, they didn't really get smashed a lot.
Yeah.
With Anthony Griffin, everyone was saying top 8. This team can get top 8. But again, just something in their team always crumbles and they go into the 10th, 12th spot.
Yeah.
But I think Dragons have a very good team. Jaden Sewer, Jack DeBellin, Ben Hunts. They got Torreson. They got very good players. And Shane Flanagan, premiership winning coach. I think they needed the coach.
Nah, I doubt it.
to be honest, I'm not saying top 8, but I really think they can fight for the top 8. Like say round 20, they're in it and then they miss out. But I really think Dragons are going to have a good season.
For me, I think they're still missing key positions. Yeah. You look, they don't have a 5'8" at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Their backs,
Flanagan's going to play 5'8", he said.
Yeah, he'll play 5'8".
It's
going to take time for him to adjust.
Yeah.
Their back line is not, it's pretty decent, but I think they still need something like a Pappenhausen type. A spark,
an X factor.
An X factor. But I agree, Samuel. I think that they can compete for top 8.
I really don't think. How do you look? Just to compare the Bulldogs, we had a spectacular team on paper. All right, we had a rookie coach coming into the 2023 season, but we had a spectacular team on paper, and we finished 15.
But I think you need a coach.
We saved 15 spots.
I think you need a.
But how's a coach going to come into a team and just click straight away?
Exactly. You can't do that.
You implement your philosophies. Lucas Serraldo, he's young, so understand. But Shane Flanagan's he knows what he's doing. He's won a premiership. And he knows how to fix a team that's like that. Like, for example, Sharks came 16th once. He was their coach, but the next season he completely changed it. When you're down in dudgeons, he can really fix the team. I think he's going to be perfect.
You put Wayne Bennett in a team like Dragons, surely they get top 8. It's all about an experienced coach because, look, Serrato's not experienced. Trent Barrett wasn't experienced at all. And we had a pretty decent team on paper, and yet we struggled. So if you had got an experienced coach like Shane Flanagan, Wayne Bennett, anyone that's experienced, that would have 100% got us top 8. So I think it's about getting an experienced coach more than having a good team.
So you boys don't think?
No.
Anthony, what about you?
I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be fair with you. It's a 50-50 thing. Look, if Dragons want to prove themselves to get back to the top 8, look, they haven't been in the top 8 in about a couple of years. I think
been a few years.
Before COVID and after COVID, I remember.
It's been a while,
Yeah, it's been a while. But like how you said about Shane Flanagan as a coach, coming into the table and to help the squad out. It's a good move. It's a good move. It is a good move, but it's going to take a little bit of time.
So you think 2025?
But they will, I reckon... For me, I think they might just jump into the 10 spot.
Yeah, like that's
maybe 10 spots.
I was going to say 10.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think. But he's saying.
I can't predict because
he's saying Dragons will play final series.
Yeah, no, look, I'm not saying
we'll have to wait and see.
I don't think so.
I'm not saying they will. I think they'll challenge.
Yeah.
But again, I think they'll finish like 11th.
But you know what's funny? Because every time when Dragons at the start of the season, they're always dominating. They play hard.
I was going to say that.
But when it comes to the mid round after Origin series. They start crumbling down a little bit.
Because they're always in the top 8, like in the start of the season.
Yeah, because some of them have injuries. Some of them have suspensions.
Origin.
And Origin as well. And sometimes as well, like after Origin, the season ends.
Ben Hunt leaves. So he's the main
Because everything has affected them this year as well and last year as well.
Yeah.
But if Shane Flanagan's going to make the team great again, they have to start winning games from round 1 to round 10.
Yeah.
That's what they have to do.
Round 10.
I'm saying from round 1 to round 10. 10 games straight. If they get 10 wins, they're going to be dominating.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
True,
But it's very hard, bro. You can't be that dominating team just like Penrith or Roosters or Cowboys or Cronulla or even Warriors as well. They're not on that level yet. It's going to take them a bit of a time. But if Flanagan's going to do that, I think he has to take his word and he has to stay with that word.
He's the guy to bring them back to where they were.
Yeah, good. But give him a few years.
Yeah,
at least about 2-3 years, the max.
Yeah,
maybe about that.
Maybe.
So Serrato's going to do it too, anyways. But
I hope next year.
Serrato's next year.
I hope Serrato next year, man.
He's doing next year. Would you take Trent Barrett?
No, not again. That was the worst.
PTSD from that.
Okay, 5 aside now. New segment. I've written here, what's it called? Top 5 best NRL games you've watched. We'll cut it down to 3 today.
All right.
The top 5 NRL games you've watched as a Bulldogs fan. So any top 3 Bulldogs game you've watched. So what's your top 3?
Bulldogs or?
Bulldogs.
The top 3 one? All right.
Let's go NRL.
NRL in general.
NRL.
Best top 3.
Like any game?
Any game you've watched.
Okay.
What's the best game? Just top 3, not in any order, just top 3.
I think it was back in 2014. The prelim was it the prelim? No, not the prelim.
What?
The finals game before the prelims. So Dogs defeated Manly. Yeah, the semis.
The field goal.
The semi-finals. So Dogs versus Manly. I
Golden
was at that game at Allianz Stadium. The crowd was crazy.
Yeah, that would have been.
So they won by 1 point.
Yeah.
I think that's when Hockinson kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
Bro, I was losing my mind.
Where were you sitting?
We were sitting in the 50-meter
middle,
line.
like
That was
With
like
the Dogs fans.
with the Dogs fans.
That's
It was
mad.
crazy.
And then Hodgkinson came in with the fans.
Yeah, he was jumping on the fans. Like I remember,
yeah,
like I was right there, but like I was in the middle in the middle, so up and down, like as in. You can say. No, but that was my favorite moment. That's number one. Number two, I would say.
Surely the NRL 2015 Grand Finals there.
2015 grand. Cowboys grand final. I watched that at the pub actually.
That was crazy.
So that was like the most surprise grand final in history.
Yeah.
But it was good for Queensland because they've never won a grand finals in their lives.
Yeah.
Especially for Thurston.
Yeah, especially Jonathan Thurston because he's already has succeeded in Origin level. He's already succeeded in Australian level. Even in club level as well.
He's done it all.
So he's done it all and he's the GOAT as well. But good on him that he's won the grand final for him, for Cowboys.
Yeah.
And one more.
Last one, I'm going to say the 03 grand final.
Yeah.
Penrith versus Roosters. When
That was
Adam
good.
Sandler...
That was good.
What's his name? What's his name?
Adam Sandler.
No, not Adam Sandler. I can't remember one of the Penrith...
Sattler.
Scott Sattler, yeah. Scott Sattler. When he took out Brett Mullen out of the
Iconic
line.
tackle.
So that was the best moment.
So they're your top three?
Yeah, they were my top three.
Okay, so Anthony, that was your top three. For me, I'm doing mine based no order, just my top three. 2015 grand final. I think that's clear. Obviously, that's probably the best game in NRL history, the best grand final in NRL history. So yeah, that's surely up there. That had everything: the field goal, the missed kick, the last minute try.
And what about that knock on from Ben Hunt as well?
That
was a shocker. That one.
That was tough for him.
Yeah, I know. And it hit him actually. Like it actually started like
been
in
hard
tears.
to recover from.
Of course, mate.
That would have been hard. I'm gonna go to 2012 preliminary final, Dogs and Rabbitohs.
Yeah, I remember that. I was at the game there
I
as
was
well.
there too when we smashed them.
That was crazy,
32 points to 6 or
I
something.
think
8,
so.
something like
And
that.
it felt like a grand final as well.
8.
8, yeah, 32 to 8.
It felt like
32 to 8,
it
that's
felt like a grand final.
Grand final.
Bro, it was like literally like 60, 70,000 people.
Yeah,
at that
exactly,
game.
yeah.
I was there especially.
Yeah. But the Melbourne Panthers, like I know they're not Sydney teams, but just in general, the preliminary finals don't get up there. So yeah, I'm going Bulldogs, Rabbitohs preliminary
2012,
final.
yeah.
That was up there as one of the best games I've watched. Number 3, I don't know. I've always had something about that Roosters and Tigers match in 2010.
The golden point was
Yeah.
Oh, Brave and Nasta's one.
Brave and Nasta's kick. I watched
remember
that. That was crazy. That
was
match.
insane.
There was a scrum, then it got
Scrum.
stripped.
Yeah, so I'd put that as up there too as one of the greatest. There might be a few I've missed, but yeah.
Mine.
What's your top three,
Always
Bill?
going to be the 2015 grand final, obviously.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Thurston misses the kick, the conversion, then gets the field goal, wins it for the Cowboys first time ever.
Yeah.
Ben Hunt drops the ball.
Yeah.
What a grand final! I don't think any match
Will ever top that.
will ever
absolutely,
top that
mate.
grand final.
That Panthers
and
one
especially that
was
was a grand final too.
Yeah.
It wasn't just any normal match.
Panthers one was good.
one?
Close up.
Oh, the 2020
The
this
last
year.
one,
This
recent
year,
one,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, so that one. So I got 2015.
Yep.
I've got, as you said, the Brighton and Astor, Roosters
Yeah.
and Tigers
Yeah.
golden point. And my last one, you know what? I'm going to say it. Panthers versus Eels this year. The 17-16.
Oh, yeah,
And the
yeah,
Cleary
that was-
point.
yeah.
Even if you hear Mitchell Moses talk about that game, he's like, he wanted to go up and congratulate him about how great that 2-point conversion was.
Yeah.
From the 40-meter line, that 2-point field goal. I've never seen it.
They end up winning
No
it?
one-
Or
it was in the
It was
winning.
one, yeah, I was gonna say,
but what a crazy game.
was a
Just
good
kept
game.
going back and forth. But just really what sold it for me was that Cleary field goal.
yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Crazy.
I was watching
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was a crazy game.
Yeah, that's my three.
For me, same old 2015 grand final when Broncos
So
and
you literally
Cowboys.
agree with all of us.
We can't argue about that. I went for State of Origin when we won it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about
None
that.
of yous
Forgot about that.
selected that, but yeah, we broke the streak. Hodgkinson's last minute try.
That's such a crazy
Yeah,
moment.
towards the end, Hayne going to the fans, Gallen crying, Hayne crying. Yeah, had everything, and I'm going for this year's
How
grand
times
final.
have changed.
Yeah,
Where's
I
Hayne
know.
now?
This is grand
And I
final.
went this year's grand final.
And this is
I
great.
think
that
the-
was
You
crazy.
really
that
think
one.
this is good? It's a good grand final.
But I think it was
That was like the
perfect.
best comeback in history, bro.
Yeah, in the grand final.
Like they were down like what 24-8.
24-8. That's what I'm saying.
24-8.
Yeah.
came
We were
back.
losing our minds out. We were there. Like,
Go watch the vlog.
Yeah,
yeah,
we-
you have to watch the vlog. We're nearly hitting
We
3,000
went
views on
crazy
that.
more than
So that's crazy.
we went more crazy than Penrith fans.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
and being
All
the
that
comments are
serious.
like, bro. They said when the Bulldogs play next year, we're gonna be excited just for you guys because
I hope so.
we're going as if we're Panthers.
Cross our
fans.
fingers.
Yeah,
Cross our
no,
fingers.
don't cross it. We're getting it.
We'll get it.
Yeah,
we'll get it.
We're exactly going to get it.
But yeah, look, that's a wrap up for League Talk. We'll head over to now to some Wrestle Talk. Crown Jewel, that's done and dusted.
Yeah.
Pretty disappointing night actually. It
Yeah,
wasn't
wasn't the
the best pay-per-view pretty poor, terrible. Wasn't enjoyable. A lot of boring matches. I think the best one was the Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre match. But first of all, we'll talk about Logan Paul winning his first WWE championship. He's the United States champion. He defeated Rey Mysterio.
The legend,
Is it the right time that he got it, or is it too early in his career that he's won the belt?
I think it's too early for him.
You reckon?
I think it was really, really early for him because I know because he talks a lot. I know he has his podcast and everything, but just to get that championship straight away, I don't know. It just didn't seem right. So
I mean, he's earned his stripes. Like
look, he does.
He's proved a lot of people wrong.
But how long is he going to last in WWE?
I mean, he started there in April of this year.
It's been a year now.
He's shocked a lot of people. In my opinion, I've always said it.
Yeah.
Logan Paul is better than a lot of professional wrestlers.
He is good. He was born a wrestler.
He was
a wrestler, as in like wrestling. Yeah. Like professional wrestling.
Yeah,
it's a bit different. But I don't know if I'm happy. I don't know if I'm happy with who he defeated in a legend Hall of Famer in Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
I would have been more happy if it was like, say, a Dominic Mysterio or like an up-and-comer, Austin Theory. He had the belt.
He had it.
But like to put one over a legend like Rey Mysterio, not like he hasn't earned, as I said, not like he hasn't earned it. He is a good wrestler, but I'm not happy there. But look, at the end of the day, he's earned it.
He deserves it.
He suits the belt.
He actually does.
Him holding that belt, he actually suits the United States Championship. But look, I reckon he could become WWE champion one day.
Yeah, one day. I think he's going to be in the industry for long.
No, I think he will.
This is his career.
But don't forget, if you remind me last year, bro, he was in the Crown Jewel main event against Roman Reigns for the title as well.
Yeah.
He couldn't even defeat him as well.
Time flew, man. I remember that.
See?
For me, Logan Paul, like you said, after the boxing match against Dylan Dennis, he said, that's it, WWE, I'm really focused on this. So
and that's why he called out Mysterio after the fight.
That's what I'm saying. So I think, look, he's deserved it. He's worked hard. It's not like he's been there for a month to get the belt. He's been there a year. WrestleMania with The Miz versus Roman Reigns. So I think he's slowly earned his way to getting that championship belt. It's not over against him and Ray, but I think,
there's a bit of controversy behind that, man.
About he used the
brass knuckles.
So it's not over between me.
Logan Paul, he deserved it. I think when he called him out, I knew he's going to win it. Yeah. And there's been a trend recently in WWE how all these upcoming superstars are defeating these legends like Austin Theory, Cena, Solo beat Cena. We'll get to that soon. Now Rey Mysterio defeated by Logan Paul. So they're really focusing on these young ones, trying to get them up, trying to like make their resume look better, like they've beaten this legend. So Logan Paul, I think it's the right time that he won it. I think he's focused on WWE now. I think he's going to be in the wrestling for many years. Like it's a dream for any kid to get there. And
absolutely.
He's got that contract. He's not going to let it go. But he's going to keep doing the best he can. So
of course,
a perfect time for him to win it.
Of course, like don't forget, there's going to be a lot of challenges coming up as well. He might do the US Open Challenge on SmackDown every week because that's what they usually do.
That's
so when someone wins like a US Championship,
they have to do another challenge.
Always open challenge.
What Cena did.
Cena, that's what I loved about Cena.
He done it every week.
Yeah, exactly.
But I really think Logan Paul, like he's just going to keep building off that contract that he already has. He's going to keep getting that money, keep getting that championships. He could get that Hall of Fame status later on.
Maybe,
I think that's his aim. That's his goal.
Yeah, but there's one problem as well because, Khalid had just returned now from SmackDown. He could gun for the US title again.
Yeah, because what he did to Ray.
Or even Rey Mysterio's mate.
Santos Escobar as well.
Potentially.
He hasn't won it yet.
He hasn't won it. He'll get his chance.
I think he'll get his shot.
Logan Paul just has to act out of the business industry. He has to act professional. No silly stuff. You look at all these superstars; they do stupid things.
Like
look what Riddle did recently.
He's had it before, but
that's what I'm saying. This is his opportunity to be the next big thing in WWE.
Yeah.
Because one little mistake, trust me, that won't get him back.
It's not like he's just a wrestler. He's also a YouTuber.
Yeah, exactly. And he has that high platform as well.
Influencer.
He has so many things, so he's got to really stay focused and not mess this thing up.
Absolutely.
But now move on to Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. The first match and probably the best match of the night. Seth Rollins, of course, retained his belt. Anthony, do you think Drew McIntyre should have won? Do you think they should have changed the belt up, or Seth Rollins should be still the champion?
Look, with the storyline that happened like the last few weeks with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre was literally perfect, man.
Yeah.
Like, I loved every detail.
The Judgment Day getting involved.
Yeah, the Judgment Day was getting involved.
Ripley.
Even what's the name from Judgment Day?
Rhea Ripley.
Like she was getting into Drew McIntyre's head. But when it came to the match, it was pretty close.
Yeah.
I've got to give credit to
McIntyre
Drew
was close to win
McIntyre.
it.
I thought he was going to win it, bro.
too.
They
I thought
got great chemistry, Seth
They
Rollins
do.
and
Yeah,
McIntyre.
Because they've had history from NXT when Seth Rollins won the NXT title.
yeah.
And don't forget when Drew McIntyre won the WWE title in the
Wrestle-
COVID season
lockdown,
as well.
yeah, yeah.
In the
McIntyre's a
lockdown
very
season.
good wrestler.
Bro, Drew McIntyre is actually...
Very underrated, I feel.
I think he is underrated
very good.
because I know he struggled a lot when he first began in WWE.
Like that story with him, WrestleMania.
That's
when we
right.
were in front of no one.
Exactly,
Like, it's
yeah.
tough on a wrestler,
Yeah,
especially.
Because
exactly.
you want the fans, and especially winning a belt like the WWE.
It's all about the fans. At the end of the
Exactly.
You
day.
need the fans by your
You need
side.
the fans. It's
And I
like,
think
yeah.
he deserves a big title shot again.
He does.
With Seth
I
Rollins.
think he deserves another title shot. But don't forget Seth Rollins, bro. Seth Rollins has been getting pains in his back.
Yeah.
He's not like 100%, but he's still competing hard
fighting.
and still putting his heart and soul in the ring. That's why he's like the best of the
You
best.
even look at the fans.
Yeah.
At Crown Jewel, how they were backing him more than Seth Rollins.
No, back in
Yeah,
Seth
because they
Rollins-
all want McIntyre to win it.
yeah.
And
I'm a big fan of McIntyre.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
McIntyre.
I love him.
Look, I love Seth Rollins too, but
Yeah,
I wanted
same.
McIntyre to get his
Exactly.
But what are they doing with this belt? Seth Rollins has had it for how long now?
I think he won a
Wasn't
6
it like
pound jewel.
150
Wasn't
days
this
now?
belt supposed to be
Prestigious.
No.
Because they made it 'cause Roman was holding
Roman
it.
is $1,000 champion. They made this belt so it can change hands and give
Yeah.
other wrestlers
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opportunity to become a world champion. But he's been holding the belt since.
It's 150 days now. It's
Yeah,
so
man.
true.
Like, what's happening with this? Man?
Survivor Series, maybe? Drew McIntyre
I think
wins
so,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
Survivor
maybe.
Series.
Hopefully it changes hands.
I
soon.
think he should win it.
They have to
I
change
hope he
it.
wins
It's look. It's obvious. Of course, it's good that he's holding it, but I
Yeah.
think it's getting a bit boring. We want
I
a new
think so.
champion. We're sick of
Exactly.
these old. Like Gunther's holding it for many.
Yeah,
years
I think
now.
Gunther's gonna
Seth
go for
See,
it.
you
Rollins
just
holding
proved my
it.
point from last week.
Who?
About the 1,000-day champion.
yeah.
You just proved
Yeah,
it.
it's
It's
boring.
better to change hands
Exactly.
with the championship
Yeah.
and stay the champ for
It's boring.
It's like
1,000 days.
we say changing it. Damian Priest could cash it in next
Yeah,
Survivor
he was
Series
close.
as
He was
well.
actually close
Yeah.
to
Sami
cash
Zayn
it
came
in,
in.
but then Sami Zayn interfered, so
it
he
was
saved
obvious
him.
he was going to because he kept delaying to cash it
Yeah.
in.
But don't forget what McIntyre said to Sami Zayn a few weeks ago on Raw. He said, "You've never won a world champion." To Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I did see
Sami
that.
Zayn's won Intercontinental. He's never won the US title.
Is it possible that Sami Zayn uses that and cashes it in? Or he can't?
No, he can't.
I don't know.
No, he can't.
But they're saying someone
he
might
didn't win
steal it
it.
off him. I don't know who.
Yeah.
We'll find out who.
He stole it. Damian Priest, look, he's held it for
He's gonna get
quite
it.
a while. I think the longest someone's
Yeah.
held it is a year.
Khalida, I think.
Not
No,
Khalil.
it
I
wasn't
think it was Rollins.
Carmella. It was Carmella.
Carmella.
Yeah, I think she's the longest.
Yeah.
one.
She's
Mr.
the longest.
Kennedy.
One of them, I remember I searched. I think the current is Carmella. She's held it for a while. You can check and make sure.
Let me fact check.
But Damian Priest, do you think he might cash on Roman, like shock
No,
everyone?
no, not Roman. Not Roman. No
Nah,
chance.
no way.
No
That-
chance.
His title reign's not going to end because of
Look, because
money
you
in the
can see
bank.
the
cash.
Judgment Day is focused on Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre recently. Because I feel, again, Drew McIntyre will get his shot at the World Heavyweight Champion against Seth Rollins. So I think
Carmella.
You're right, Carmella.
Yeah.
Carmella.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I think it's between. I think Drew McIntyre could win it next, but unfortunately, maybe Damian Priest cashes it in.
I think I reckon he might cash it in Survivor Series.
I think that's it.
What,
I think
against
it's going to
Roman?
happen.
No.
But then
against
he
Seth
might
Rollins.
leave Judgment Day as well. So he could leave Judgment Day and
Potentially.
be himself.
Because Finn Balor could get angry.
So what? The
Look-
storyline begins from there.
Yeah.
The
From
Judgment Day looks stable now. They're not. They're
Yeah.
on the same page. Like before, they had those dramas.
Yeah, those
everything
beefs.
looks good. But yeah, it's just now a matter of time. Storylines again building up. I think now moving on to Roman and LA Knight. I think that feud's probably done already.
Yeah,
What a
I
bad
think it
fight.
is.
What a
Terrible
bad
fight.
fight.
rivalry.
I think it is.
Bad
Yeah.
feud.
Bad rivalry.
Yeah.
Like
I thought LA Knight would have won it, but Roman Reigns
No.
is too dominated.
Yeah,
man.
nah,
I
He's
knew
too
Roman-
strong,
Are the
man.
WWE running out of wrestlers to give feed to Roman? As LA Knight
Yeah, possibly.
deserved the opportunity, yes. But just the build-up was rubbish.
I think it was, yeah.
Do you
I didn't like it. They had that one good contract signing, that segment.
When he just
The
walked
promo
in.
was
Yeah.
nice.
that was
Yeah.
But just the build-up to this match,
What
they
I-
could have done way better with this.
Yeah, what I would
Yeah.
like to see, I don't think it will happen. I'd like to see a normal match, Seth and Roman Reigns, champions.
No, man, no.
I like
Why?
no, not for the belt,
Yeah.
just like a normal match.
Singles match.
For
Yeah,
me,
that's
because-
good.
Maybe
yeah.
in Survivor
To
Series,
change it
maybe.
up, if they're running out of ideas, just for one time thing, you get the Shield reuniting together. Seth Rollins, the
Oh,
champion.
we've
of the
seen
world.
it many times.
Seth and
Yeah.
Roman.
Seth
But
and
it looks
Roman,
like
Dean
that-
and
yeah.
Roman, but Dean was at the...
You
Yeah,
look
but
fair enough.
Bloodline's they're gonna crumble. They're
Nah,
actually
it's just
gone.
like they're just stalling. I think
Yeah.
they're just waiting to WrestleMania for
Yeah,
him to lose it.
they're waiting
for
for
The
him.
Rock or Cody Rhodes.
They
again.
hinted that Cody Rhodes seeing like
Yeah.
them staring down. So then we know Cody Rhodes not done with him.
Yeah.
Just a matter of time for WrestleMania to come. Maybe a month before, a month and a half.
Because I think
they'll
they
start
did
to build the story.
They did promise him a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he
That's why
came
he's
back.
came
He would have
back.
stayed in AEW.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, like, who do you reckon Roman's new opponent going to be?
opponent?
That's what I'm saying. They're running
He's
out.
versus everyone.
LA Knight's done. I don't
There
think
has
he'll
to
get
be a
another
return
shot.
coming.
it's
Randy
gonna be.
Orton.
Randy Orton.
CM Punk.
I would donate my fucking left kidney to see Randy Orton become
I'm
champion
telling
once
you,
again.
I think he's going to win.
He's versus
for sure.
everyone. I think Survivor Series, we're going to see at least 2 wrestlers. I'm calling it now.
They're saying Punk
Big
and Orton.
returns.
I think
Nah,
big-
they wouldn't do it in one night.
You reckon?
They wouldn't do
Maybe
it.
one.
You reckon?
WWE
They'll do
would
one.
never.
And then
And
I
you know
think
that one.
Monday Night Raw, they'll get someone else.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
how
no,
they
no,
usually do
no. I
it.
think it'll be separate.
I think Orton should beat Reigns. I think Orton.
Who do you reckon comes first if it's true? Randy Orton's Punk.
I'm going to say Orton.
I think
Because everyone's been saying
I
that for
want to
months.
see, personally, I want to see Randy Orton back.
Yes.
But they're on equal
I
playing
think they'll
field.
focus on Punk to get the belt.
Hey,
Not Randy yet.
How about this?
What?
Going to our next topic. We're going to talk about John Cena.
Yeah.
We'll talk about his match, all right?
Okay.
Let's talk about it first. John Cena, Solo Sikoa. What do you think about the match?
I'm so sad.
It was
I was
impressive, bro.
disrespectful.
My brother watching it, I was pissed.
I was
So Charbel watching
what
it,
was
bro.
the point?
Cena's winning it. Don't
Yeah.
worry, he's winning it. Solo embarrasses him. That's like a disrespect to John Cena.
100%.
Cena
It is.
didn't even get an attitude adjustment on
Nah,
him.
he got a choke slam in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Honestly, that was a big disrespect to John Cena.
Yeah, it was.
I swear, like, from the career he built over the years to, like, get defeated by Solo Sikoa and
Yeah.
what was a rubbish match, man. Like,
Terrible.
Horrible match, yeah.
But, hey,
Tell me.
I just thought of something now.
What is that?
What? All right. We're going off with this. So WWE right now are rolling off the storyline of John Cena almost at the time of retirement. He's been hinting at it through his promos saying, well, what was that last promo? It was like, oh, do I still got it or whatever?
Yeah,
As in,
He said that
like,
a few weeks ago.
he's hinting like it's almost the end. That's really all he's been talking about since
And
he
he's posted
came back.
a David Beckham
Yeah.
post
after that
hinting at
match.
retiring.
Hold on, hear me out. What if WWE are planning this storyline to be? We're just talking about Roman Reigns not having any opponents to face anymore. What if John Cena
Cena.
coming back means
That'll be crazy.
he beats Roman Reigns to end the 1,000 day?
WrestleMania.
Hold on, end the 1,000-day reign,
Yeah.
and for him to become
17
17-time world champion.
WWE history.
Wow,
That'll be crazy.
that has to be.
Tell me that isn't the greatest storyline of all time.
So you
Yes.
think it's gonna happen soon? Not
I reckon
WrestleMania?
there's a reason why John Cena's back. That final run will solidify his career,
Yeah.
and then he'll retire.
That is not a bad shout
Yeah,
because
that could
Mark
potentially
my
happen.
think of it. They're not going to end it like that.
Yeah,
They're not
exactly.
going to
No
make
way,
him
that's
lose.
disrespecting
They
him.
want it to make it as if he's at the lowest of his lows.
Yeah.
But he still has it and he's going to beat Roman.
Exactly.
But imagine the scenes if Cena's the one that pins him.
I reckon
the
he will.
greatest
I reckon he
wow.
will. Mark my words. I'll put my house on it.
Everyone will be another one. What a
Wow.
moment that would be.
What a great story.
I would
Cena.
love to see it, bro.
That is a very smart
look.
way
If Triple
of thinking of
if
it.
Triple H manages the whole storyline and he wants John Cena to versus Reigns for the title, that will happen, and the fans will see it.
It's written in.
Like it's written up. Like,
What WrestleMania are we next? 40.
Yeah.
40.
WrestleMania 40.
40 years of
John,
WrestleMania.
John Cena defeats Roman Reigns again to end the 1,000-day reign.
Well-
And for him to become 17-time world
And break the
champion.
record.
Imagine the scene, him just holding up those
That's so
undisputed
nice to see, yeah.
And on the entrance, holds them up, and then that's it. Calls it a day.
That's nice.
Puts the armbands on the stage, on the
And then he
entrance ramp, and that's it.
retires
Walks
with
out.
his own-
relinquishes it.
And relinquishes
Yeah,
it.
that's-
So
Yeah,
I've done
exactly.
it all. That's it. This is my reasonings, and that's it. I've called it.
And
a day.
either way, after Reigns, when he loses his title very soon, I don't know when it's going to
He'll be
happen.
off a bit.
He's actually gone into the movie roles. Like a lot of people have offered him
Yeah.
like movie roles with I don't know
Hollywood and all that.
Hollywood and action figures, and I don't know what they,
So you
they
think
need to
Cody
do.
Rhodes or Cena will break the streak at
It has to be.
WrestleMania?
I feel like it's more John Cena than Cody
At
Rhodes. Right
WrestleMania.
now.
I hope so.
It makes it because the way they disrespected him.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at it, there has to be a reason
It
why
makes
they
sense.
did that. They're not going to disrespect the best
Best
wrestler in
Yeah.
the
of all time.
WWE industry, the
Yeah.
most titles
Yeah.
like that.
And it's not like he faced anybody. He faced Solo Sikoa.
Solo.
He's related to Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
Exactly. They're
And-
cousins. Yeah.
That win does nothing to Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing, but it ruined the way John Cena is.
Yeah.
So again, what people said is like, I think
I
like
reckon it'll
Cena will.
But Solo Sikoa, bro, he's a dominator, bro. He's actually tough.
He's good.
This bloke. He's got a bright future in
he
in
does.
WWE.
Looks-
But he's going to win championships. He will win championships.
yeah. He will.
I think he will go for Logan Paul.
He could.
Yeah. That'll be a big
That'd be a
surprise
great
too.
storyline.
Yeah,
That'll be
Yeah,
nice.
man.
Look,
I just wanna-
Cena will come back maybe next year before maybe Elimination Chamber
Cena will
return.
come back so many times, bro. He won't retire yet.
No.
I think he's still got enough tank in him. How old is Cena now?
48.
48.
Oh, he's still young, man.
Is he?
I think he
44,
can wrestle to like 55,
Nah,
bro.
man. He's 48.
48.
And Batista's like,
Can
what,
someone
50
check?
something?
It's 48.
How old's
I'll check
Batista? I
that.
think
I'll check
Batista's
that.
like
48. It's
48 as well.
I think it's 47.
Look,
Yeah,
hopefully it's not.
I reckon Cena's got enough tank in him.
Think
bro.
of
I
it,
reckon
John Cena's
yeah,
almost 50.
He's got, yeah.
Yeah, but look at Undertaker, bro. Undertaker was
gonna
50,
say.
what? 54 and he retired.
I'm going to say.
Look, hopefully
Yeah.
it's not the end for Cena.
something-
Nah,
There's
he's
something
still got
to it.
enough
They're-
tank in him,
like,
bro.
I think Bill's made a great theory.
You do have a good point.
Yeah.
I've got to agree
I
with that
agree
one.
with that
Yeah.
point
I reckon
too.
it happens.
I hope so.
Let's
Yeah,
hope
we'll-
it does because that would be that's the best way to.
I think
run.
that would
Be
break the
the most-
internet.
Fairy tale ending.
He'll
That
have
would
the
be
most
crazy.
W champions in WWE history, and yeah, I never thought of it until Bill mentioned it.
That's
So
what I want from McGregor. Off topic. That's what I want from McGregor in real terms. Come back, win that lightweight belt one last
Prove
time,
everyone
and
wrong.
then
It's
that's
hard,
it. Call it a
bro.
day.
It's hard.
But look, that's real fighting.
I know.
But yeah, that's a wrap up for Wrestle Talk, and Bill and Anthony will take over with Combat Talk.
All right, Anthony, time for some combat talk. UFC Fight Night happened in Sao Paulo,
Yeah, in
Brazil.
Brazil, yeah.
Brazil, all the stars were out. Charles Oliveira was there. It actually disappointed this Fight Night.
I
This
think it
card
was-
really
yeah.
disappointed. I didn't like the main event was. We'll get into the main event. But
Yeah.
the main event was shocking.
Yeah, it was.
But just to recap it, so first fight and in the catchweight bout,
Yeah.
we had Elvis Brenner versus Kanan. I don't know how to say his last name. Krzyzewski. Kanan Krzyzewski. Well, I botched it.
Krzyzewski.
But anyways, Elvis Brenner got the W.
Yeah,
What do
he
you think
did.
of that fight, man?
Bro, what's his name? Elvis, bro, he was very dominated, bro. He was very strong in the fight. He had like 17 total strikes.
Yeah.
Pounded him like so hard. And then
Like
you
17 significant strikes?
yeah, like 17 total
first-
strikes and significant strikes, sorry. But he had really good punches as well. We had with that hook.
Yeah.
He had that hook to the left in the back of his head and knocked him out.
That sent him, man.
Yeah.
Bro, round
but
one,
He just hit him right on the back of the nut.
it grazed him.
Yeah, I
As in,
know.
he kept trying to land that left hand throughout. Even though it ended in one round,
Yeah.
he tried to land that whole round. It was landing, but his chin was withstanding it until that last moment where he just grazed him and then he flattened him, man.
Exactly. With that hook, like that round punch.
That overhand.
Yeah, when he hit
overhand
him
punch.
right back of the head, that's
Yeah.
when he knocked him out
Yeah.
in 4 minutes and 1 second in round one.
But that was a brutal KO.
That was
man.
a brutal one, bro. That was crazy.
Like, he just face planted. But
Yeah, just bang like
that was like performance of the night for me, really.
I think so. I think that was a very, very good fight, bro.
I don't know if it did get it, but
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on. Barello got the W against Abus Magomedov. This is the first Magomedov I've seen actually lose. He's not Dagestani, is he?
Nah, he's from Germany. Yeah, he's from Germany.
But what are your thoughts on that fight?
Bro, round one, there wasn't that much punches, bro. Like it was actually like they were running around the whole octagon. I didn't see no punches, no strikes. But then it came, I think it was in round two, Chow had good jabs.
Yeah.
And he had that flying knee with the takedown as well.
Yeah.
That was crazy. It
was crazy,
I was surprised about that. But he had a control time on the floor. He took him down and he stayed on the floor for about 2 minutes and 17 seconds, which was really good.
Yeah.
So he had good strikes. He was like stabilized on the floor. He knows what he was doing. But then he won by unanimous decision all 3 rounds.
I mean, rightfully so. He won those rounds.
But it was a pretty decent
But
fight.
he really confused Magomedov. Like with his stance switches, he would go from orthodox to southpaw.
Yeah.
It really confused Magomedov at the end of the day. The shots were landing. And in many ways, he'd lure him into shots where like he would bait him into shots where he would just land 3 after that. That's what really won him the fight. Even the jabs won him the fight. His jabs are powerful.
Yeah,
you see the elbow he landed?
Yeah.
But he actually
that was
he was
a
like that.
sick
He's like, I felt it.
Yeah,
Magomedov was like, I felt it. It was a good one. But great win by Barello. As I said, rightfully so, won the decision. And I want to see more of this guy. Seems like he could make his way up that middleweight division.
Absolutely, bro.
But moving on, Nascimento got the W against Myers in the heavyweight division. What are your opinions on that fight? It ended. It was another decision win.
Which fight was that?
Nascimento versus Myers.
Dante Myers and Rodrigo Di Cemento. Yeah. So what's the name? Dante, bro. Dante was actually, I think it was actually better than the other bloke. Like he had 39 strikes, total strikes on him.
Yeah.
He was like pounding him, but I think it was a bit boring in round 2. Like I didn't see that much action impact in the octagon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there wasn't that much going on. It was a bit boring.
Yeah.
I think everyone was starting to booing. Like I heard the fans like they're reacting. I wasn't happy.
But they did
I wasn't happy about that.
No, they did put up a great fight, man. Like
Yeah, I think it was round 1, round 3 was impressive, but round 2...
but like the fans should be grateful, man. That those first 2 rounds, like straight off the bell, they were coming up firing, man. Like, look, in round 1, there was 34 to 25 significant strikes. But bro, like it's really a disrespect to the fighters that they were booing them at the end. Because look, let's face it, the heavyweight division, it's hard to keep up that cardio. It's hard to have energy in the tank, really. That's why it really surprised the commentators too. How was Nascimento outputting that many shots? But he rattled him many times throughout that fight. He actually did. Which really won him the fight. His power's crazy. Nascimento, man, fucking
the heavyweights,
crazy.
bro, they can punch.
Yeah,
bro.
they can punch.
They can go all out, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I love about heavyweight divisions, bro. When you have like the size like Title Vasa, Stipe Miocic, or even Dante as well. Like Dante was a good fighter the whole 15 minutes of the round. But they gave the decision to what's his name?
Nascimento?
Yeah, Nascimento. I think he got robbed. Dante got robbed.
Man, he won it rightfully. Myers, I feel like he tried to counter a lot of shots, which really played in his disadvantage. It was really disadvantaged in a way. He was trying to wait for those shots so he can counter off him. It didn't work out for him, man. He didn't end up getting the win. I really agree with the decision win for Nascimento. But moving on to the co-main event. Bonfim versus Darby in the welterweight division. Darby gets the W in what was a knockout in round number 2. What are your opinions on that?
Bro, that was a crazy fight, man. Bro, as soon as they started, they were hitting each other. They didn't stop.
From round 1.
From round 1, bro. They did not stop.
Seconds,
They did not stop. But then I thought Nicholas Darby, bro, I think he was going to be like...
But look, man...
He's dangerous, bro. He's from... where's he from? Denmark?
Yeah, I think so. But that Bonfim guy, he was... really smashing. He had the greater ground control time.
He actually did.
He had, but just better. He was more active around the octagon. But until that moment happened, where he was starting to fatigue, and then Darby gets him,
and then Darby comes with the knee strike first, and just kept pounding him, and knocked him out straight away. But it was a very good effort.
That was a great main event.
I actually like this fight.
It got the fans jumping. Yeah. But let's talk about the main event. What was a snooze fest, man? Almeida versus Lewis. Almeida wins via decision. What are your opinions on that fight, man? The heavyweight division. Look, how do you go from Nascimento versus Myers and what was a great fight in the heavyweight division to that snooze fest in the main event? That was disgusting.
Look,
21 minutes ground control time.
That's what I was about to say.
For Almeida, 21 minutes and 10 seconds. That's like the longest ever in UFC. You do realize that?
I think so.
What a snooze fest, man.
Like, you know, when it comes to Derek Lewis, you expect Derek Lewis coming out firing. He's going to knock you out within any second or any minute in the round.
He's had the most knockouts in UFC. One of the most.
He actually is.
Yeah.
I think they said he had about 14 or 15 knockouts in history, in UFC.
He's had one of the most, I think.
But what did I expect in this main event? Like, I don't know how to pronounce it, Bill. Like, 8 takedowns, like how you said it, within 21 minutes of control time on the floor. Literally 8 takedowns. I've never seen anything like that in the heavyweight division.
That's why I hate fighters like that.
I don't like takedowns in fights, but I like to see a heavyweight brawl fight, man. I love
that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I always raise the argument with Khabib. With Khabib, he's not a real fighter. Khabib is not a real fighter. I don't like them. Look, regardless of my biased opinion about the bloke, he's not a real fighter. These Dagestanis, all they do is take you to the... I'm not saying he's a Dag. I'm just saying in general. I'm like, the style of wrestling, I get it, wins you fights. That's why Khabib is one of the greatest, you could say. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're not a real fighter like that. Real fighters are made on the feet, on the ground, are willing to give the fans what they want. That's why I think even Floyd Mayweather in boxing isn't the GOAT. Because, he played it safe, yes, get it. He had that finisher, but boring fighters, they're not real fighters, in my opinion. Wrestlers in general, I just don't like wrestling.
I agree with you. 100%.
I don't like it. But anyways, that was UFC Fight Night for this week.
Yep.
Going on to this coming week, UFC 295.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. But unfortunately, John Jones and Stipe pulled out of the fight because of his
John Jones' injury.
Yeah, I know. But, unfortunate, but you can't do much.
Yeah, man, it's still a decent card.
It is.
Looking at it now. Let's go through our tips. Let's start with Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini in the featherweight division. Quick 5 tips. Who do you think's winning?
I think we're going to go with Pat Sabatini.
Yeah,
he looks a bit dominant. He looks like a pretty decent fighter in the featherweight division.
Yeah.
So he's won the last fight against Almeida by submission. So Almeida won the fight in what's that in Brazil, didn't he, or lost?
No, you mean this is the featherweight division?
Oh, the featherweight. Oh, yeah. So either way, he's won the last fight against Almeida by submission, and also Diego won against Tucker in the last fight. But I'm sticking with Pat.
Look, to be honest, I don't know much about these fighters.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go off a limb and say Diego Lopez gets the victory.
Yep.
Moving on, lightweight division: Matt Frevola versus Benoit Saint Dennis.
Benoit Saint Dennis.
Sorry. Again, don't know much about these fighters.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off a limb and say Benoit Saint Dennis. I'm just going to say he gets the win. Just judge it by his record. Who did he face? I'm not too sure. He's 3 years. So Frevola is 3 years his senior.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm saying, Dennis.
I think he's on a 4-fight win streak. So I don't know nothing about Benoit Saint Dennis, but I think I'm going to go with him, bro. So let's lock in Benoit Saint Dennis. The next fight we got Jessica Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern. So we know about Jessica Andrade.
Yeah.
She's a very good fighter. This one.
Sorry.
No, that's right. Yeah. So she's won. I think she's won. She lost the last fight against Solares. But Mackenzie, she won the last fight against Hill. I'm going to go with what's her name? That's right, Jessica Andrade. So Jessica Andrade is for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to say the same.
tough fighter, this
Jessica
one.
Andrade. Moving on, Anthony.
Yeah, so we got the co-main event. We got it's all right. We got Sergio Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall.
Yep, the co-main.
I think it's the co-main event, isn't it? It's for the interim title.
Intro title, yeah.
So who you gonna go for, bro?
What am I saying?
It's a tough fight, man. They both won. They both won against. Sergio Pavlovich won against Curtis Blades.
Yeah,
Curtis Blades is a tough fighter, but he lost.
Something inside of me is saying Aspinall. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's an American fighter, I think, isn't? He's Pommy, I think.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm actually going to go with the Pommy. I'm actually going to go with Tom Aspinall.
I think it's going to be a great bout.
It's going to be a tough fight.
I think it's going to be a great bout, but I'm going to say I don't know why Aspinall. I feel like he's an all-rounder, better fighter. I mean, Pavlovich has power.
Yeah,
he can move well around the octagon. But yeah, something inside me says Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
Now moving on to the main event for the light heavyweight, the vacant light heavyweight championship.
This is a massive one.
Yuri versus Alex Pereira.
Yuri Pachovska versus Alex Pereira.
Yeah. Who's saying?
I like these two fighters, bro. They're like how can I? They're similar to like John Jones style and Chuck Liddell style.
Yeah.
But bro, I'm actually scared about this fight, bro. But my gut feeling is actually Pachovska.
Style makes fights.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be one for the history books.
Yeah.
Look, Yuri, great power.
Yeah, he's
Pereira,
very scary, bro.
also a powerful puncher. They're great on the ground. Even Pereira, great kickboxer, same as Yuri. I feel like this is going to be a great bout, man.
This is going to be a hard fight.
Look, it's really Yuri's belt. He got injured and he had to vacate the belt.
Exactly. By Jamal Hill when he won that title.
Pereira has moved up the division. He said he doesn't want to cut weight anymore. So he really wants to make a statement in the light heavyweight division. He could very well make a statement this fight, win the belt. Yeah. So they're both really trying to claim that belt again. They go for two different reasons. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know who I'm picking. I feel like there's more in it for Yuri. He wants to. No, you know what? No, there's more in it for Pereira because he wants to make a statement and win the belt in two divisions. He won it in the middleweight division.
That's right.
Now he wants to make it two belts.
Because he won against what's that, Israel Adesanya. Yeah. And now he wants to.
You know what? I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
it's not really his natural weight.
Yeah, I know.
But fuck, man, I'm gonna say Alex Pereira.
I'm gonna go with Yuri Pachovska, bro. He's a dangerous fighter, bro. I was actually impressed about this bloke after when he versus Glover Teixeira. Yeah. When he defeated him, they won the title. Yeah. That was a scary fight. Glover was very, very tough the whole fight, and he was belting the shit out of him. But then Glover just came out of nowhere and Pachovska, he actually surprised him.
Teixeira was old, man. Glover's old. That's how he defeated an old fighter.
So you're saying Pereira? I'm going to go Pachovska.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Pachovska.
But anyways, one more news topic. UFC 297. I don't know if it's been officially announced, but it's going to be Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev in the lightweight division for the lightweight championship. This should have happened the last event, but obviously we know what happened.
It was cut short by
Oliveira's eye. He got injured. But Are you happy to see this event happen, like finally happen again for the second time?
Look, there's some people getting over it, some people excited about it. Look, for me,
I don't think anyone's getting over it.
I think I'm like 50-50.
Why?
I don't know, man, because Islam, bro, I know he's dominated, but...
Don't you think Charles Oliveira does it?
I don't know, man.
Does it for, like, gets revenge on Islam?
Look, I got a feeling Islam's going to defeat him again, bro.
I don't think so.
Look, I want Charles to win.
Yeah.
I want Charles to dominate this bloke. But if Islam's going to dominate it, bro, everyone's going to get over it.
No. I feel like there won't be domination. I feel like Charles Oliveira gets it this time.
Look, let's just stick with Charles.
Charles
Oliveira's going to win it. That's
he's
all
our
I'm
last
saying.
hope. I don't think anyone's defeating Islam. I mean, look, I'm going to say, no, I'm not saying that. Conor McGregor, he's really our last hope if Charles Oliveira doesn't do it. Well, or Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, Justin Gaethje could get his chance.
Yeah,
again.
but...
or even Dustin Poirier as well.
Dustin, no. He couldn't beat Gaethje. What makes you think? But he almost submitted Khabib that one time. But I'm really happy to see this fight happen. I really wanted to see this fight. I didn't want to see, really... I liked that last... what was it? UFC 294 against Volk.
Volk, yeah.
I wanted to see it, but I didn't want to see it at the same time, coming off 12 days' notice. But now I really want to see Charles Oliveira just dominate Makhachev.
I think he's going to be ready. He's going to be ready.
Beat him, man. Mold him.
I hope to God
show how it's done in Brazil.
Absolutely, bro.
But we'll see what happens.
I'm sticking with if that's going to happen, Charles will win, bro, for sure.
100%. But anyways, that's it for Combat Talk for this week. Now moving on to some football talk.
All right, moving on to some football talk right now. Lots of things to talk about, especially on the controversial call that happened on the Arsenal game that I'm still fuming about. But first of all, let's talk about Manchester United's win against Fulham. Last-minute goal from Bruno Fernandes. A cracker goal, tricked the defender, two defenders, and scored on the bottom right corner. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the United game so far?
Look, it's a must-needed win. Every game this season, we've headed in, we need a win. And for the first time, I think we did actually play pretty decent. We controlled the game in parts of especially in that first half. Second half, it was all more Fulham. Onana had to make some big saves. And Bruno once again, a little show of magic, and he produced the win for us, just like he did against Burnley. And he's really stepping up when we really need him. Yes, I know he didn't step up in the Manchester derby, but those games where it's fine margins, he delivered. And look, I believe he should be the captain. He's the only one that really shows passion, who keeps running. And, of course, there's no one else that can really take his captaincy.
Maguire
can't, Rashford can't. So he's the best option we have for the captaincy. But I want to mention about Pellistri. Amazing. Like, when he came on, the impact he had was phenomenal. He won the two balls before the goal. They kicked it, he won it. They kicked it, he won it again, he blocked it. Went back into McTominay, to Bruno, back to McTominay. Pellistri got the final touch to Fernandes. Fernandes shot and scored. So I'm really a big fan of Pellistri. Garnacho again was our big threat. He was the one that was really causing problems. And the one really that was creating most of the chances for us, really causing that on the left-hand side. And really, I think him and Pellistri should be starting the next game coming, even in Champions League, you could say, because they're the ones that put effort, they're the ones that show fight. And Anthony, terrible, like pathetic. He's not up to Premier League standard, let alone Man United standard. He makes a run and just doesn't do nothing. He makes a run, does some fancy thing with his legs and then passes it back. You can't do that. You've got to be more threatening, more direct, and cause problems. Make a good pass, create that chance, because he's not doing it. And as a winger, you should be doing that.
Yeah, and you look at going to your defense, clean sheet, Onana, a great performance. He's slowly growing into form, especially since that penalty save in the Champions League. You look at Maguire, he's proving the haters wrong.
And surprisingly, he's turning into form by doing the thing that we had to keep doing that already. When we haven't been seeing his distribution-wise. So, you'd say, well, why did we get him when he's doing the same? Yeah, so De Gea could even do better.
Yeah, 100%. You look at, talking about Maguire, like we were saying about the defence, you look at it now, Varane's, I think he should be back into the squad surely.
Has to start.
For now, possibly him and Maguire.
Yeah.
If Lisandro Martinez was to come back soon, does he start?
Yeah,
if Maguire
100%.
does keep on performing.
100%. Maguire, of course, is performing. Smashed it against Fulham, one of our best players. But he can't do it against the big teams, and that's where he struggles. And Lissandro Martinez proved that last year he could. World Cup winner, of course. And yeah, no-brainer, Varane, Lissandro Martinez. But I do think we should be looking for a centre-back. Varane is an injury-prone a lot, and yeah, of course, keep him in the team, but next year we really need to look into a centre-back because Varane, I said, getting older, his legs are getting older. Casemiro again, he's getting old. Potentially, he might want to leave. So, yeah, it's important we make those right replacements for them. And yeah, so we needed that win. That's the most positive thing about it.
You're right,
and yeah, Bill's just coughing a bit. But yeah, mostly we got the win and we move on to Copenhagen, which is the most important thing. Get that win, Luton get the win, and just start to build confidence, you know.
Okay, right. Now moving on to the Arsenal game. As you know, I'm an Arsenal fan. Lots of controversial calls on that day. Look, let's talk about the game first. I think as a game, it was a very, very physical game. I don't think both teams were outstanding. Both had a game plan. They stood by it. Newcastle had to be honest, they didn't really have a lot of good moments. They might have had one or twice, 2 good chances. We also had the same chances as them. We had more shots than them, but only 1 shot on target. And when you're having 1 shot on target, it shows that we are lacking a good striker. Like, just imagine we had Haaland in that striker role, what he could have done. Because Nketiah had this moment where I think he misshot the ball. And I'm just thinking, if that was Haaland or if that was a top striker, he would have finished that chance. Yeah. Newcastle United, look, physical game. I don't think no one really deserved the win. I think a draw was a very fair point. Like, again, if Arsenal were to win that, I'll say, great, we got the 3 points. So Newcastle fans will be saying, yeah, we got the 3 points. That's all that matters. It probably wasn't the best performance from us, but the 3 points is what matters at the end. But now, talking about the decision that VAR has completely stuffed us, and what Arteta has came out in the press conference, you look at what he's saying, it's this high stake. There's the stake that's at the position of the club of Arsenal right now is big because this decision could potentially maybe cost us from winning the league. Say we lose 1 point ahead of City. That game was the game we should have got the point or got the win. So it's these fine margins that really is costing us everyone gets it. Liverpool, the one against Tottenham Hotspurs, the offside goal was a goal all day long. Instead of them overruling it, they should have gave it a goal. Just, it's corrupt in what's happening behind the scenes in the not only, I think Premier League the most. Of course, there's bad decisions in Serie A, La Liga, but for Premier League, you're getting it the most in English football. And for the best league in the world, for us to keep on experiencing these type of issues, you had one against Fulham. That could have been a goal. Maybe it wasn't offside.
I forgot to speak about that. Actually, that was a goal. Maguire was actually getting.
Yeah.
The player was running at Maguire. Maguire wasn't stopping him from doing anything. Crossed into Garnacho squares it to McTominay. That was a goal any day of the week. And that, again, that's another mistake.
That's what I'm saying. It just shows they are so inconsistent.
But thank God we got the win.
How the hell can you get three looks into a goal and not call one? The ball went out of play. You look at United's one, Rashford against Brighton. That was in.
Yep.
And it was no goal. That one was out and it was a goal. And you look at the offside quickly. The reason why it isn't offside because I was looking at the Harry Kane incident versus Chelsea last year where he was in line with the Chelsea defender but he was in front of the keeper and they called that offside, and that's a similar situation to what happened against Newcastle when Gordon and Joe Linton, and also the push behind Gabriel's head. Look, there's a difference between pushing. Look, if your hands on the shoulders trying to win the header, that's a completely different story. But as you see, the ball's coming towards Gabriel. He was ready to flick it over Joe Linton's head. But with the forceful pressure on Gabriel's head, it really stuffed up his momentum from winning the ball.
Yeah, and what you said about the play, how it could affect you winning the league. Everyone gets those those decisions go against them. Liverpool can say that could cost us getting the Premier League top 4. We could say it. Luckily, we won that game. So again, it's happening to everyone. The VAR decisions, and with your one, with the ball going
that's
out,
one of the worst.
The ball going out of play. How they say they have no technology to see whether the ball on top of it was on the line. Now, from that view, the ball was out.
Yeah, it was.
So if the ball was out from that view and that is the only angle you can provide to show that it was out, then you got to say it was out, because you can't say we don't have enough evidence to show that it was out. But then where's the evidence? Like, my point is the ball's out from that view.
It's completely out.
You don't have another angle to overrule that. So with that being said, it has to be out.
Yeah.
If you had an angle that showed that the ball, how many parts of the ball was on the line, if it was on, it's a goal. But again, there's not enough angles to show that. So from the view you get, it's out, no goal. So that's how they should have.
So like I said about there was three. They were checking three things in that goal. Like that's like saying 10 checks and you couldn't find one piece of evidence that wasn't a goal.
Yeah.
That's similar to this. Yeah, it just corrupt the VAR. Right? And look, we can't do anything about it now.
Personally, I think they should remove it. VAR completely.
No, I think just keep it, but
look,
they just
either they fix it.
Yeah, they need to
get people proper to use it, because you got VAR for a reason to fix it. You either use it properly or get it back to just the referee. And look, to be honest, I don't really mind this one. The referee does it. He's the one that makes the decision. If it's offside, no one's going to complain.
Yeah.
When it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The ref saw it. Whatever he sees, everyone plays on.
Look,
but it's annoying when you got a VAR there to help you to make.
That's the reason they brought this,
and they're not doing it properly.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
Look, we can't do much about this. The game's done. We move on into the Champions League and Burnley this week. But talking now talking about Brighton and West Ham, they've sort of dipped a bit this season. They both started the season strong, but now West Ham they're on a losing streak. Brighton haven't won a game in 5. Yeah, and is it them being involved in Europe this year is costing them? Because you look at it, before the European season started, they were performing well. Brighton was scoring goals every week, 3 goals, 4 goals. West Ham were performing well. But as you look at it, ever since European football has started, they've taken not a small dip, a massive dip, because Brighton last year were performing well every week without European football. And now they probably don't have the squad depth like a Arsenal do, like a United do, a City do. So that's really affecting them.
Look, I called it when we made the Premier League predictions. I said Brighton, the European place they're in, it's going to affect them. They're not going to be the same. And it's already starting to show early on in the season. So does De Zerbi try and... It's what he wants to prioritise more. Does he want to focus on the Europa League to get that Champions League, or does he want to focus on the Premier League to get that top 4 spot, you know? So it's tough for both teams. West Ham, now they're in the Europa League, so a tougher competition. They won the Conference League last year, so it's a bit more easier, but now Europa League, harder opponents. And yeah, their dips...
Even Bowen was the first ever player in Premier League history to score away in the first 6 matches.
Yeah, which is
a good...
He's back to his best.
He's back to his best,
Bowen.
yeah.
Last season had a bit of a dip, and he's regaining his form from the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just shows that when they didn't have any European at the start of the season, they were smashing
They were.
But Europeans came in, the competitions, Europa League, all of them, and it's affecting them. And that's something they really got to improve on. Because, again, if you want to be the top team, you got to know how to deal with these situations, cope with playing European games and Premier League and FA Cup. It's all about that game management, player management, and making sure every player is fit.
Do they focus on winning the European trophy or focusing in the Premier League?
So yeah, that's the question. It depends what the manager wants. Like personally, I don't think Brighton can win the Europa League.
So focus on the
I think
West Ham can.
West Ham can. I believe they can.
Because they've got the experience
they
too
won
now
the
in the
Europa
Conference League.
And I just feel that vibe around the club that they can win another trophy. And I really feel West Ham do have a big chance, but especially when the Champions League the third positions come in, it's going to get harder. So Brighton, West Ham, good sides, but they really got to kick form.
Anyways, let's quickly move on to a small segment. We haven't had this for a while. Start Ben Sol. First play, we're going to go Raya, Sanchez, or Andre Onana.
Look, out of all of them, I'm saying Onana for distribution. I think he's second to none. He's up there. Of course, we haven't seen that yet from a Man United point of view, but he's capable of doing that. Sanchez, I really rate as a keeper. Brighton was phenomenal. Even Chelsea, he's putting up some big saves. Ryan, on the other hand, look, I don't think seen enough of him. I don't think he's been the best for Arsenal this season. And of course, Onana has not been the best this season. But I'm looking overall, who would I want? Look, as it stands now, I'm gonna start Onana because I know what he can do at another club. Of course, he struggled. He struggled at United so far.
No, but we're basing it on now. But then I can say that
it on this season.
I can say that with Raya because we saw him at Brentford.
Okay, so are we basing
stats wise, his distribution is one of the best in the keeper. Shot stopping, he's one of the best. Stats wise, first.
Okay, so are we basing on this season?
Yeah, like we'll base on the.
Overall,
we'll just do overall then.
So Onana starting for me. I'm benching Sanchez and I'm dropping Raya.
Look, this season for me, Raya, like he has not been good at all. Of course, he's on loan, but while I look at it, Ramsdale, every game he's played for us, he might have made one mistake every 10 games. But we're seeing on a regular basis, mistake after mistake. The one against Newcastle, his positioning was terrible, and the way he just jumped to win that ball against Chelsea, it just hasn't been working out. Maybe the pressure's got to him, especially at a big club like Arsenal. Look, Sanchez also hasn't really lived up to the expectations. Probably hasn't done anything wrong. Against Arsenal, he did make a crucial mistake that lost them the 3 points. Andre Onana, I think he's been the worst keeper in the Premier League this year. Look, don't get me wrong. He's starting to show why United bought him, but I think he's been not the best to other keepers in the comp. But if I was to say who I would start, if we're going overall, that's tough. But I would go because I'm going to go Sanchez. I think he was really good at Brighton. I think he's a very, very top keeper. Yeah. I'd say Sanchez. Look, as much as I love, Raya, like again, the stats I've mentioned, it's crazy for a keeper in the Premier League. But Andre Onana, what he's done at Inter Milan last year and what he can bring as well. Yeah. But again, Raya can bring so much, but it's just the pressure's on him. Look, I'll go Sanchez start. I'm going to go Andre Onana bench and also David Raya.
Okay, next one, Rice, Bruno Guimaraes or Enzo Fernandez.
Look, 3 fantastic players. Enzo Fernandez, World Cup winner. Declan Rice just won the European Conference League last year. Look, for me, Bruno Guimaraes is a fantastic player. What he's done last year and this year, I think this year he hasn't been the best. I think he's slowly getting better, especially against Arsenal. He wasn't the best at all. Enzo Fernandez hasn't been good since joining the Premier League. This year,
you could say maybe because Chelsea have been bad
Chelsea, you could say he's been bad. If it was at a club like City, he could have been a much, much better player because World Cup, he was fantastic. Yeah. You could see what he could bring. Declan Rice has been phenomenal. Yeah, he's the reason why West Ham won the Conference League. He's the reason why we're performing well lately. Defensively, attackingly, he brings everything. So for me, I'm going to go Declan Rice start. I'm going to go Bruno Guimaraes bench and Enzo Fernandez sole.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with you on that one. Rice, again, phenomenal. Probably the best signing for Arsenal so far this season, even potentially signing of this season so far. Bruno Guimaraes is a very good player as well. Newcastle need him. He's that one that you need that aggression in the midfield, and he brings that. But then sometimes he does it too much and really costs the team. So, and Enzo Fernandez, he has capability. Like, of course, we saw in the World Cup, he's calm, he's collected, he knows how to make the right passes at the right time. But this season, he's been pretty poor. But I think that's based on Chelsea's form. So I'm going to go Rice, start Guimaraes bench, Enzo Fernandez, sell. Next one, Havertz, Mount, or Dominic Szoboszlai, however you pronounce it.
For me, I see a lot of potential in Havertz because for me, I don't think he's a midfielder. I think he's a striker, and I've said it multiple times. I think what he brings up front is his presence, playing in that attacking role. He wins headers from that position. His link-up play isn't that bad, but I think he's a striker more than a midfield. So I do see potential from Havertz. Look, Chelsea, when he first won, I don't think he started slow, but then he started to pick up the pace a bit in the Premier League, getting used to the league. Towards his end, he never scored for the last 10 games of the season. And he's still struggling at Arsenal. Mason Mount, I think he's a top player. Yeah. What he done at Chelsea at the start of his career,
Champions League.
You could see he was like, Player of the year, comparing him with Foden and Saka, Greenwood.
It's been a tough start.
But now it's been a tough start.
Dominic's been good for Liverpool.
He's been good for Liverpool. He's got 4 assists. He's got a goal under his belt. But if I was going to say start, bench, sell, I think I'll go with Dominic Salvesa, however you pronounce it. I think he's a really good player. He's got a bright future at Liverpool. Look, I'm going to go, I have to bench Mason Mount because he offers more than Kai Havertz, especially what he offered at Chelsea compared to what Havertz.
Creativity and everything.
Creativity, and I'll just
Kai
Havertz.
I agree. Dominic, very good player. He knows how to score goals. And he's been a very good player for Liverpool. Mason Mount, again, it's been a tough start for him at United. Ten Hag hasn't been playing him recently, but we still haven't seen the best of him, and I know that best is coming still. And yeah, that's why I bench him. And Havertz, I just think he's just doesn't offer a lot. Safe, very quiet too. So sometimes lazy too. So
no, he's not lazy. He works hard. Yeah. He does work hard a few games. If he walks, it doesn't mean he's lazy. It just there's stats that show that his speed kilometers, whatever, that he runs in match is one of the highest in the club. So yeah. Next one, Alvarez. We'll wrap this up quickly. Alvarez, Nunes, or Jesus?
This is a tough one. I really rate Julian Alvarez. Very good player for Man City, replacing De Bruyne. Of course, his injury, but he's doing very well. Nunes has very good potential, smashing it this season, but he's missing a lot of chances. Jesus, he can have on and off games. So I'm starting Alvarez. Potential, he's fantastic, phenomenal for Man City. I'll bench Jesus because I feel he offers more. His link-up play, he knows how to play that tiki-taka football. And Nunes bench purely for the reason because he misses a lot of goals. Yeah. And for a striker, you don't want that.
Look, for me, to wrap it up, I'll start Jesus. I really like Jesus. He doesn't he doesn't score the most goals at the club. He's not a goal-scoring threat, but he does provide more than just goals. He assists, he creates, makes space. Link-up play is phenomenal. I think it's one of the best in the Premier League, his link-up play. He's got the talent, he's got skills, everything. So as a striker, Nunes isn't a goal scorer yet. Jesus can be. City, he was a goal scorer when he started games. The goal ratio is perfect. So I'll go Jesus start. I'm going to bench Alvarez, and Darwin Nunes will be up there soon in maybe the next 5 years. Because I think he does have the potential to be the best striker.
Just has to be
clinical enough because
fix up his game.
Against Luton, he missed up big chances.
Missed
not
a few
one,
chances,
3
hit
chances.
The post, open goal. So yeah, he has to fix over a game, but he's looking good for Liverpool.
Yeah, he does.
Despite missing those goals.
Yeah, that's a wrap to football talk. And now we're going to go with the boys and wrap up the show.
All right, guys, that's a wrap up for the episode 48 of the Touchline podcast. Got deep into a lot of topics. In particular, Wrestle Talk, of course, with Crown Jewel ending, John Cena, Bill's fantastic theory. And yeah, I guess that's a wrap up.
I feel like this setup right here is very comfortable.
I
feel like I like this more. Let us know in the comments.
I've been saying it for months, bro.
Let us know in the comments if you like this setup more. Obviously, if in our new studio, we don't know what we're getting yet, a table or a lounge setup.
Let us know. We're figuring it out. We've got time
Let them figure it out. Let us know if we should have a lounge setup or the table setup. Because right now, I'm loving the lounge setup.
Maybe put an Instagram poll.
Maybe Instagram poll.
Get the viewers, the fans to vote. But yeah, that's a Touchline podcast, and we're out.